What's up guys, Dado here. Welcome back to the channel. Merry Christmas. Today is Christmas Day 2023. I am going on a Christmas Day ride, which I made a tradition a number of years ago. The weather outside is definitely not frightful. I decided to decorate the shop Christmas tree a little bit. I was gonna make ornaments, but I haven't had a chance yet. I also have Santa on a motorcycle, and he managed to have a flat tire in the front, so we're gonna have to fix that. And, you know, the goodies and the gifts underneath the Christmas tree. I also bought some lights for my helmet. I want it to be festive while I'm on the road, and also the other motorists can see me a lot easier, you know, safety. So I was gonna take the BMW out today, and I was hoping to also do a front GoPro cam view. The only issue is it won't start. I've been having an issue with no start with this bike ever since it caught on fire, but I don't think it's electrical. It could be the battery. I keep testing it, and the battery's testing okay, but when it sits a while, it has a really hard time turning over. Now these bikes have a common problem where when they're on their side stand, just like it is now, fluids drain into the cylinders and it causes a very high compression. And I think between the battery being weak from it catching on fire and shorting out, and the cylinders having higher compression than usual, like a liquid being inside it, I think it's oil, it has a really hard time starting. I stored it on its center stand. That way I didn't have any issues, and I still do. It's kind of frustrating. I really want to take this bike out today because I did a full check, air pressure, fluids, all that stuff. I'm still having problems. It's unfortunate. I'm trying to charge up the battery so it gets a little bit more juice on startup, and that way I can see, because once it turns over, it starts fine after that, unless it's stored. So go figure, mechanical issues with older bikes, just like what I needed, you know, on the Christmas Day ride. On this particular bike, the battery is right underneath this metal cover. It's not very easy to get to if I wanted to jump start it. Otherwise, I'd have to take the seat off and pull the computer right off of the battery in order to jump it. I don't have a jumper that fits on these leads, and typically they don't want you doing that anyways, because these wires are very small and they can't handle the amperage for very long. So if this doesn't work, I may pull the panel and see if I can jump start it. I really don't want to do that, and I really want to take the Beamer out today and, you know, do my ride. So one year I decided to take the R1 out for a spin, and it was awesome. People were kind of looking at me funny because it was winter time, it was Christmas Day, and we were actually getting flurries. And everyone's like, "What are you doing, dude?" And I was like, you know what? I should do it New Year's Day. So New Year's Day I did it. And then every year after that, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, regardless for how long it is, take the bikes out. Usually I take the R1 out both times. This year I wanted to take the BMW out on Christmas and R1 out on New Year's Day. If this thing keeps giving me problems, I'm gonna have to take the R1. So let's see what happens. So I'm over here scratching my head, and come to find out that it does have a parasitic draw, which I'll have to troubleshoot, and also the Chinese-made RFID unit. When it senses a very high amperage drop, it shuts off. And that's the unit that typically lets me start the bike. And the problem that I'm having is if that unit shuts off, I can't start the bike. And if I'm trying to start the bike and it's pulling too much amperage, the unit shuts off. It's a whole nother cycle of trying to get the bike started. So I figured out a solution to that. One, I purchased a quality RFID unit from Moto Gadget. It's called Moto Gadget M-Lock, and it comes with a RFID key and also a pill that you just sew into your glove. So when you wave your hand wherever the receiver is, the bike comes on. The reason I didn't put that on initially was because it was going to take a while for it to get here. Now that it's here, we're going to swap the unit out, and this puppy should be good to go. I have my helmet on with the Christmas lights. Not sure if you're going to be able to see it because it's really bright out. Thankful for the sun right now because I don't want to be freezing on Christmas. It's going to be a great ride. Let's do it. All right, what a beautiful day. A little bit windy, but I'll take it. I'll totally take it. I am warm head to toe, super warm, no issues. The bike runs phenomenal, and I'm a happy camper already. There's something about getting on a motorcycle that completely clears my mind, and it makes me feel like all my troubles are on the back burner. I don't want to say gone, you know, but definitely feels amazing to be on this thing. Another Christmas day. I have to go back and check how many Christmases and New Year days I've done this on, because it was at least a handful. I'm gonna say 6. So the camera facing me is a GoPro Hero 8, and I've been having nothing but problems with this camera lately. I've had it for a pile of years and it's been fine until recently, where it just completely resets like it's doing right now. If I can't get this GoPro to work properly, I might just do a burnout on it and destroy it on camera. And for some reason on the BMW, every time I ride, I get a cager on my ass. It like never happened with the R1, maybe because that bike is much quicker and this is like a leisurely ride for me. So I don't know, man. It's people suck and they want to be up my ass all the time. And I just said that and he backed up. He must have seen me looking in the rearview mirror. So I cleaned the SD card contacts and I also reformatted the card, and it's still giving me an SD card error. Looks like you guys are only getting the front facing view, sorry, until I get a camera upgrade. Now I gotta be careful riding because typically on Christmas Day there's a bunch of popo that's out, making sure everybody's safe. Not that I don't ride safely any other day, it's just I'm a little more vigilant around Christmas time. Typically people like to drink on holidays, and Christmas is no exception. And then you have the kids in the back seat screaming, "Santa, Santa!" Or, "Are we there yet? I gotta piss." So, you know, there's all kinds of distractions going on. I want to make sure that I'm vigilant as can be so I can return safely home to my family. While we're in Christmas spirit on a Christmas ride, I want to talk about what are some of the traditions that you guys do that's been passed down through generations. For me, it's pretty simple. My family gets together on Christmas and we celebrate by eating, drinking, and being jolly, exchanging some presents, and just being thankful that we have each other and health, and you know, we're able to put food on the table. One tradition that my family has on Christmas is eating a food called sarma. Sarma is what we call a pig in a blanket, except for it's not like the pastry hot dog pig in a blanket. It's actually beef and pork mixed with rice, and then that is wrapped in sour cabbage and cooked very slowly so it's all nice and soft when you're eating it. I remember eating that as a child, and I told my dad it wouldn't be Christmas if we didn't have sarma. So every year he ferments his own cabbage, and then he takes the leaves and wraps the meat and everything. So this is what sarma looks like, and in some cultures it's called halupki as well. Now my wife and I decided we're going to start some Christmas traditions, especially when our daughter was born, and every year we're going to try and get a Christmas tree. This year we cut down our own tree and brought it home and decorated it, and it honestly, for the first time in a while, it felt very Christmassy in that house. How many of you guys have cut down a real Christmas tree and brought it home and nurtured it? You know, you got to water those things and spray them with a little sprayer to make sure that the tree stays nice and fresh. I think one of the most important things to remember during Christmas time is it's a time of giving. And I don't necessarily mean gifts or monetary things or physical things of value. Spending time with your friends and family, sharing awesome food and drinks, and, you know, sharing stories and doing things that are, you know, either currently a tradition for you or will become tradition if you do it every Christmas season. Another thing that I love to do is get on one of these guys. Being on two wheels during Christmas time literally lets me reflect back on, you know, this entire year and every year prior to that. A lot of people give thanks on Thanksgiving, and I think I feel more thankful around Christmas time. I think it's like wrapping up the end of the year and realizing, wow, another one down. Where has the time gone? And just think about your health and your friends and your family and everybody that surrounds you and everything that you have in life. I'm thankful for all of my followers and fans, and I don't mean that from a social media perspective where, oh, thanks for the likes and comments. I don't gain monetary value from social media, nor do I care if I do. The whole purpose of me having social media channels like Instagram and YouTube is to share my experiences and my knowledge and, you know, my adventures with you guys. 93. The best for this junk. I was asking myself earlier, what are you guys doing out on Christmas? It's Christmas Day. Go spend it with your family. As I'm on the motorcycle riding around. Holy crap, $6. Just broke the bank. If anybody wants to Venmo me money for gas, I'd highly appreciate it so I can make it home. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Alright, got my Chinese RFID key. I'm gonna wave that guy underneath the tank. Pray for me, it starts. Oh yeah. See, I knew it would start. I told you. I wasn't sweating. I'm not sweating, you're sweating. Alright, $6.50 in fuel. That should last me until next year. Get it? It's like in a week. I totally forgot. I still have Christmas lights lighting up on my helmet. I just looked in rear view mirror to see if my GoPro was recording and realized, hey, I'm all lit up. That guy just beeped. I love this area. So many cool people. Some old guy just beeped at me, I'm assuming because he saw my helmet. And that Mustang sounded like it had like 3 million horsepower but wasn't going anywhere. I gave him a thumbs up, he nodded. You know, he gave me the dude nod. I love getting up early in the morning. As a kid, it was so exciting to know that Santa was there, and you know, the fat jolly old man was bringing me cool stuff to play with. And you know, I realized it was my pops later on, but now that I'm older and I have a kid, I still get up early in the morning, and you know, I typically wait the last minute to wrap Christmas presents. If that's you, drop a comment below and tell me how awful you are at planning and how you do last minute shopping and wrap presents the night before. I truly believe that as I get older, I appreciate giving more than receiving, and
you know, I just love seeing, especially like kids' faces. You give, you know, little kids a gift and they're just so wholesome and excited, and throw half of the crap away by, you know, by the end of the month. And then you have this really awkward period between Christmas and New Year's. Isn't that like the weirdest time of the year? The day after Christmas all the way up until New Year's is like a black hole. Feels like your life just disappears and you don't know what happens besides the fact that you're in a food coma somehow. You know, most people on Christmas and after, like a week after, they just eat and drink and they're like, I don't gotta work. And the people that do gotta work are like, it's Christmas, I'm not doing anything anyways. So I always take off a little bit of time around Christmas and New Year's and just enjoy it, you know. Roundabouts. I never seen so many roundabouts in this area until about probably a year or two ago. They started putting them in everywhere. It's like, how come in America it takes so long to start adapting things that work? I truly believe that roundabouts are amazing. They work great if the people within the roundabout know how to use it. So you're supposed to yield entering the roundabout and then use your turn signal when you're exiting the roundabout, right? Kind of cliche since I didn't use my turn signal exiting the roundabout. I'm not sure if that's like something that's written in law that you got to do, now that I think about it, but I guess it's more of a courtesy thing. I've never seen somebody get pulled over because they didn't use a turn signal in the roundabout, but I try to be courteous and do it most of the time. I keep seeing these garage things where it's like Merry Christmas or Santa Claus or whatever, and they have these cool images depicting like a scene, you know, like snowman and Santa Claus and his three hoes. Forgot. Almost every year, Dozer the manager, he's literally the coolest freaking dog, man. He's a Alapaha blue blood bulldog. I've had him since he was 8 months old, and he is I think he's pushing 12 years old right now. He's a retired manager. He's no longer managing our build series, but he's always in the spirit. And this year my parents got him this outfit. Look at this thing. Oh man, he dressed up as an elf, and for that he got some treats and a bone, so he's a happy dog. So every Christmas I make it a point to support local business, small business, startup businesses. Support your local farmers and craft makers and artists, and you know, those establishments that either make something or provide a service to you or somebody that you know. That looks super sketchy. He's got a car on the hill with a little jack holding it up, and the only thing underneath it for safety is tires, and the thing is literally like that down the hill. Super sketchy. Don't do that. Let's give these golfers a little whoop whoop. If you guys are golfers and you see someone doing that, do you give them a thumbs up or the middle finger? Which one? That's just my way of saying hello, you know? It's like a quick second. Plus it's like a driving range. It's not really like a pro golf course. Come on. So on my YouTube and my socials, I always post that I'm doing a Christmas Day ride and a New Year's Day ride. And a lot of people are saying, hey, maybe I'll start doing that as well. And if you do, and you're gonna do it, and you have a YouTube or an Instagram or anything like that, post it up and tag me, and I'll share your stuff, and I'll engage in content with you, conversation, whatever. I think it's awesome when people do something and it becomes like a driving force for somebody else to do it. You know, I don't want to hear the excuse, well, it's chilly. Well, take it around the neighborhood and come back, you know. If you're riding for the love of the game and you have a true passion of riding or anything, just go do it. It doesn't matter. Suck it up a little bit when it's cold, you know, or raining or snowing or, you know, whatever. So I'm gonna put hashtag Christmas Day Ride and hashtag New Year's Day Ride on all my content that has the rides in it. Whether you take a photo of yourself or you have GoPro footage or you have pictures of you know, your motorcycle underneath a tree and you're about to take it out for a spin, or you just rev it in your living room, whatever it is, you know, add the hashtags and put at dadomade, and I'll share your stuff. Let's spread some Christmas cheers. Look, my turn signal. I put it on. I lied. I didn't put it. There it is. Yep, I had it on. The controls on this bike are a little confusing. So for turn signals, the cancel button is here and you push that up. And behind that is the right turn signal. And then over here is the left turn signal. It's the why? Come on, BMW. Why would you do that? So usually when I'm in traffic and I'm like, oh, turn signal, and I just hit the cancel button every time, and I'm like, why isn't my turn signal working? Well, dumbass, because you're canceling it. You're canceling nothing. You're just canceling the cancellation of nothingness. You son of a gun. I think my biggest pet peeve out riding is when you make every effort not to put your feet down at a red light, and as soon as you do, the light turns green. Then you're like, oh, gotta go, squeeze it, put it, too much work. Too much work. Alright, I think I'm gonna go this way. Carnes Performance. They're a big Suzuki dealer, and they have other brands over there too. If you guys are ever in the area and you want to stop in and check out some bikes, check them out. Tell Dan and Jason I said hello if you go in there. That Popo was just chilling on the side of the road with his lights on. Cops around here are generally really nice. At least I haven't had any run-ins with any of the local police officers in any of the townships or the counties that have given me hell. I mean, one time I came out of Sheets and there were two police cruisers, one on each side of my motorcycle, and I'm like, well, that is gonna be a good day. And you know, they were just hanging out there getting their coffee or whatever, and they wanted to check out the bike. They said it was unique, and they had a little chat with me and told me to ride safe. I know a lot of motorcycle riders have hate towards police officers, but that's typically because you're doing something you shouldn't, and you have bad experiences because you bring it on yourself. So I found that if you're courteous, that typically they're courteous back. Now you do have those police officers that aren't. Look at that. Working on Christmas Day on his Jeep. That's dedication, and he's doing something he loves. Thumbs up to you, dude. I want to spread some holiday cheer and ride around with my lit up helmet. And you know, I should have put a beard on here. That's what I should have done. A beard and a hat. And then ride around and make people smile. Next year. Maybe I'll deck my whole bike out and go for a ride when it's dark out. Ooh, the road is like super getting thumbs up for everybody. The road is like super like wavy here, like the grooves are in the road and my foot's like in it, you know. It's hard to keep balance when you're sitting still and your feet just don't reach the ground. Here comes pet peeve number 2. When it's cold out and you're on a bike and you really gotta pee. Because guess what? It's cold out, I'm on the bike, and I really gotta pee. And I'm kind of sort of far from home. So it's either I'm gonna stop somewhere or suck it up and hope I don't pee my pants. Wow, it's empty. I have never seen the pike this empty on Christmas. Actually, on most days of the week during the year, this is crazy. Barely any cars. If you guys are from this area, isn't this weird? I like it, but it's weird. I guess everything's closed, so unless you're getting fuel or last minute food or something, or traveling from house to house, coming to or going from somewhere Christmassy, then I guess you shouldn't be on the road. Or if you're out on a motorcycle ride for a tradition that I started. Alright guys, I think this is where I'm going to end the video. If you want to support, head on over to www.dadomadeshop.com. I think there's a little bit of everything for everyone and a lot of motorcycle related stuff. I can also laser engrave a lot of the items that are on the website. All you gotta do is send me a message and I'll hook you up. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for the support. I wish every single one of you a very Merry Christmas. Stay tuned for the New Year's Day ride video. And until next time, see you guys.